Introducing an all-new Animal Crossing New Horizon Community Challenge, this one of course being called Rags to Riches. Now earlier in the year we did do a hard mode challenge and I think that was super successful, so I wanted to kind of turn it up a notch, and I feel like Rags to Riches is a great fit for this game. New Horizons already is sort of a Rags to Riches style. You start out with a deserted island, you invite some villagers, make it all nice, and eventually it's worthy enough for KK Slider to show up. But no, that's way too easy. I made a bunch of rules and restrictions that'll challenge New Horizon players, because we've been playing this game for years. I think you guys can handle it. Now, the name of the game is to make bells and make lots of them, but there are going to be some roadblocks and penalties in the way, preventing you from getting stinky rich, aka me, because there are a ton of fees in this game. For example, even time traveling is going to cost you 10,000 bells. Going to someone's island, you gotta pay them 2,000. And oh, by the way, Daisy, May, and I, we are tight. Every Sunday, you have to spend at least 50,000 bells on turnips. It's like supporting small business. What do you expect? One of the coolest parts about this challenge is that you can actually play it 4 different ways. So before you start the challenge, you have to choose a class, and each class grants you special abilities that no other classes have. And in return, you might have penalties that other classes don't have. I really feel like this is a cool option for players because it kind of caters to the way you play. The 4 classes are Farmer, Forager, Fashionista, and even Fugitive. But listen, these classes are way too detailed and in-depth for me to explain, so I brought in a few experts to let you know which class might be best for you.
Today, I'm here to share an amazing opportunity to embrace the farming class in Rags to Riches. Your journey as a farmer begins on an island that must start with the letter F. Fernwood, Fairyland, Feather Bay, Frosted Cove, Fruitopia, whatever strikes your fancy, just as long as it starts with the letter F. After getting settled on your island, one of the first things you're going to want to do is find the farmer's overalls. Your special farming abilities will only be available while wearing these, so the sooner you find them, the better. In the farming class, you'll be able to grow a maximum of 60 crops that must always be harvested in bunches of 3. Efficiency is key to becoming a successful farmer. And did I mention the 10 sister fruit trees you'll be able to have? They produce unique and exotic fruits that are not only delicious, but highly profitable, which is going to be important. You'll be able to sell your crops, fruits, and even bugs directly to Nook's Cranny, which in my opinion puts you at a huge advantage compared to all of the other classes. As a farmer, we're not just about plants and produce. As part of your farming journey, you'll be challenged to complete the Fish Critterpedia. Head to your beaches, cast your fishing rod, and hope for more than a C+. And once you're done, trust me, Blathers is going to be so proud of you. Unlike some of the other classes, you won't have to worry about buying turnips on Sunday. Your farming class grants you freedom from this weekly task, giving you more time to focus on nurturing your crops. And look who it is, it's Leaf, the lovable wandering gardener. If he appears on your island, don't fret. You'll only need to pay a small 20,000 bell fee to continue accessing his wonderful selection of gardening goodies. So there you have it. Embrace the farming class, become a thriving farmer, and watch your island and your pockets bloom with prosperity.
If you're going to pick a class, which you have to because that's the rules of the game, you have to pick Forager. Don't listen to the other creators. They don't know what they're talking about. First, you get to wear a do-rag. Like, hello, next to the giant ribbon, this is the best head accessory in the game. Your island name must start with the letter R, but it's a pretty good letter. And if you're as incredibly uncreative as me, then there's an island name generator that you can just use, but you'll think of something. You're a forager, after all, which means that you're really good at finding stuff or something. I don't know, I couldn't think of anything else to say because I'm incredibly uncreative. As a forager, you're allowed to sell fish, forageables, fossils, and tree items directly to Nook's Cranny. These are some high-quality items that you don't have to lose 20% of your profit at the dreaded box of despair. Have those extra crafting resources you don't care about? Sell them for extra cash. It's the foraging way. Pick up, like, literally just everything. Just pick it up. Just do it. You're gonna make a ton of money off these fossils, too. Make sure you dig every single one of those up. Speaking of fossils, one of the objectives of the Forager class is completing the fossil and sea creature collection in your Critterpedia. Since you're going to be getting a lot of the same fossil over and over again, trying to complete your collection, you'll be able to sell those duplicates for full profit. And if you know anything about Animal Crossing, you know you're going to get a ton of repeats, which means a ton of profit. And the sea creatures are by far the most fun to collect. Who doesn't love swimming and chasing shadows? Don't forget to wear your do-rag in the water for extra style points. The do-rag is your new best friend. Probably my favorite part of the Forager class, you can deny campsite villagers. Oh yes. No having to worry about all those meanies that come through your island without your consent. Just walk right out of the tent, no questions asked. And you don't have to waste your time trying to convince them to ask to move in if you don't want to. You just ignore them. If people want to actually beat rags to riches, you know, those lovely objectives, they need to come to you to craft the good stuff. So you could say they can't play this game without you, which means you're incredibly important. Who doesn't want to be important? And wear a do-rag. The only downside is if Sahara shows up on your island, then you have to pay a 20,000 bell fee. But if your eyes are closed, then maybe you just don't see her. I don't know. Maybe I don't see her. But, you know, honestly, everything else just kind of makes up for it. And those are the reasons why Forager is the best class. Join me. Pick the winning team. Even though there aren't teams, I'm officially making this a team. Pick Forager and thrive.
You're trying to be a fashionista? Look at you, styler. You're in the right place. Listen, I'll tell you, the life of a fashionista, super easy. All you gotta do is make sure you're wearing your tuxedo jacket or cheek tuxedo dress when you're completing your end game objectives. I wake up, put this jacket on. It's the first thing I do every single day. I do wash it. I do. Sometimes. But that's not the point. Your island name? Start with an S. That's simple. Simply fashion. Or maybe so easy on the eyes. Or maybe sexy. Timmy and Tommy, I'm selling clothes. And I'm not talking Prada. I'm not talking Gucci. I'm selling what I got. I have an apron. I don't wear it anymore. And not just clothes. They'll take flowers. They'll take tree items. Wait till they realize that I got these at the same wholesale that Label got them from. Oh, would you look at that? It appears Red must have came to my museum and swooped up all of my art. That Red guy. Jeez. Well, I guess I'll spend some time filling it back up again. I do need to complete my art critipedia after all. I mean, I was thinking about being a farmer. That could not be me. Also, I must say that there is an entry fee. 3,000 bells, but compared to the 2,000, I mean, you know, it's okay. It's not bad. And just know, we're the only ones who can sell crowns. Where's mine? This is about you. You're gonna live the fashion life. You're gonna set the new trends. You're gonna walk down the runway and the heads are gonna turn. My crown's at home. And I may have done what I can to prevent Label from showing up. So, what do you say, fashionista? Ready to ditch those rags and live the rich life?
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I must have dozed off listening to all those other classes. I guess none of them sounded that exciting to me. Farmer? Oh yay, crops and sister fruit. Been there, done that, boring. Forager? Completing the fossils and sea creatures? Denying campsite villagers? Where's the challenge? Fashionista? Working with the hedgehog sisters and selling clothes? Where's the excitement? Not to mention they all have to pay a fee just to time travel? That's not for me, and it's not for you either. No, what you want to be is a fugitive. Sure, it's gonna be tough, and it's gonna be challenging. We've had enough easy Animal Crossing. Don't just take the easy way out. Put your AC skills to the test and show us what you got. Plus, it's always a lot more fun to break the rules than it is to live by them. Right away, your island name will have to start with the letter G. I mean, even the first letter of our island names will be cooler than the other classes. If you can't tell me that this letter isn't cooler than all three of these, you're lying to me and you're lying to yourself. G has no business being that cool doing all that. Like the other classes, your abilities will only be active when you are wearing either the superhero mask or the paper bag hood. So you want to go ahead and find those items and wear them as quickly as possible so that you can take advantage of being able to visit 2 Nook Mile ticket islands per day, not having to pay any island admission fees, and also not having to pay a single bell to time travel. That last one is a big one. Saving on all those fees will help us out when we eventually run into Red on our islands. He will end up costing us a 99,000 bell fee. I know that sounds steep, but we will be getting double the Nook Mile Ticket Islands every day to gather materials and make money off of, netting us some nice paydays. Speaking of netting, as a fugitive, we will be tasked with completing the bug portion of the Critterpedia. Now, some of the bugs may be a little tricky to find depending on how you have your island set up, what time of day it is, or even what season you're in. Good thing we don't have to pay a fee every time we time travel, huh? So come on, what choice even is there to make? We are welcoming all of the fugitives. And as for the rest of you, come catch me. If you can.
So did that make the decision easier or more difficult? Because those were some great sales pitches. Anyway, I don't have time to explain all of the Rags to Riches rules. I'm gonna put the full rules on the screen for you. They will also be on my social channels. They will be especially in Discord, and I definitely recommend joining the NintenTalk Discord. Over 12,000 gamers on there, most of which are probably going to compete in Rags to Riches. But yeah, I haven't even scratched the surface on some of the rules. Like on the weekends, you can travel to players' islands and host markets. There's a new way to play the fishing tourney and the bug off. This game mode, I think the community is gonna love, and I'm so excited for this to get started. Make sure if you make any posts on this game to use the hashtag ACNH Rags to Riches. Last time hard mode actually was trending on Twitter, and I think that's a super good way to bring attention to this and introduce this mode to all new players. Big thanks to all of the creators that were involved in this video. I have more credits of people that helped me out in the description below. And enjoy Rags to Riches. Let me know in the comments which class you are choosing, and let's start making bells.